All right, lesson 3 of unit 2. Now we're going to be multiplying algebraic expressions. We just described them with different names like monomial, binomial, trinomial. Now what happens when we actually multiply these things together? And so there is a method known as FOIL. It is likely something you have seen, heard, and likely done before. And so it's a type of distributive property. So FOIL is an acronym that stands for first. Okay, so the first term, A times C. Okay, the outside or outer. We'll take A then times D, the second term of the second binomial. Then inside, see B times C here, and then last. First, outside, inside, last, so B times D. Okay, and then that will give you terms as you see out here, and then you can simplify it like terms as able. All right, so let's try this out. So FOIL first, okay, so that's 2x times 3x. So that gives me 6x squared. Okay, first, outside gives me 2x times negative 5 gives me minus 10x. Then inside, I get 1 times 3x gives me positive 3x. And then last, I get 1 times negative 5, so it's minus 5. I see that I got like terms right here in the middle, so I can combine those. So it ends up with 6x squared minus 7x minus 5. Okay, this is try to remember what type this is. There's 3 terms. 1, 2, 3. This is a trinomial, just reminding us of previous content. All right, so try B on your own. Pause the video and see if you got it right. All right, so first outside, inside, last. Again, I got 2x times x gives me 2x squared. Outside gives me plus 4x. Inside gives me minus x. And then last gives me negative 2. So we got 2x squared plus 3x minus 2. Okay, so again, when x is by itself, it's as if there's a 1 right there. So 4x minus 1x gives me 3x. Okay, this also is a trinomial. All right, so we have this one. Same concept. I'm going to do a little faster. 2x squared minus xy plus 2xy minus x squared. Okay, so I got 1xy, then 2xy. I can combine to 2x squared plus xy minus y squared, but standard form would put me, okay, that's exponent further, so 2x squared minus y squared plus xy would work as well. All right, so try this one out. Okay, remember that if I got parentheses and squared, this is the same as me saying 4x plus 1 times 4x plus 1. So it's not a bad idea to write those out. So then you could do your FOIL method, and you get 16x squared plus 8x plus 1. Okay, so check to see if you got that. And again, another trinomial. All right, so now we can multiply a trinomial or other polynomials with more terms. Okay, again, using the distributive property, okay, it can be helpful to perform these steps in this manner. So I take this first term and I multiply it by this one, then that one, and then that one. Take the second term and then multiply it by each as well. And we see that right here. And then right here. Okay, so I'll draw those out. So this ends up being 2x to the third minus 10x squared plus 8x. Okay, then plus 3x squared minus 15x plus 12. Okay, so you see colors where they came from. Now I go and try and find like terms. I see there's no other cubed term, so it's just 2x cubed. But I do see a negative 10x squared and then a 3x squared. So that becomes minus 7x squared. All right, so I've used those terms so far. Got plus 8x minus 15x gives me minus 7x. and then all that's left over is plus 12. Okay, so this is a polynomial with 4 terms, written in standard form, all right, because I got in descending order 3, 2, there's implied 1 there and implied 0 there. Okay. All right, try F and see what you can get. And so I'll go a little bit faster here. I got x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x plus 3x squared minus 9x plus 6. Again, I got x cubed here. I got a minus 3x and a plus 3x squared. So I can cross those out. I got a plus 2x minus 9x gives me minus 7x. And then just a 6 there at the end. So this is a trinomial. Okay, and it still is in standard form because that implies 1, that implies 0. So 3, 1, 0 is fine. You will not always have every degree of term in perfect descending order every single time. You might have gaps like this where there is no square. Now you could write out as 0x squared just to keep it in the right form. But again, not necessary. If that confused you, just ignore what I just said. All right. I'm going to skip G and just go to H just because it's a little bit different format. Same type of thing. Remember that this equals x plus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 1. So I'm going to do 2 at first. I'm going to do, this simply becomes x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, that's the trinomial of x plus 1 times x plus 1. So now I'm going to do the last one. Okay, now I'm going to get x cubed plus 2x squared plus x squared plus 2x plus 1. Rewrite as x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1. Okay, there are some kind of tricks to some of these that if you see them in a certain form, you can, there's just a typical way that they are. We're not going to get into that at this moment. For now, just work your process. Okay, if you've multiplied 2 binomials by each other, do that first. And then you got a trinomial times a binomial. We've done some practice with that. So do it stepwise. Don't skip steps. Don't assume. Just do it step by step, and it will help to ensure that you are accurate more often than not. All right, so this last one, all right, 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1. Okay, so I'm going to do the first 2 binomials together. So I get 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. Okay, again, I'm doing that in my head. I could expand it out, and you would end up with minus 2x plus minus 2x plus 1, and they get combined to minus 4x. And then I'm going to multiply this by 2x minus 1 again. All right, 2x gives me 8x cubed minus 8x squared plus 2x minus 4x squared plus 4x minus 1. I'm going to combine those to get 8x cubed minus 12x squared plus 6x minus 1 for my final. All right. So these are relatively straightforward, but they take a little bit of work. Don't skip steps. Just work the process each time, and it will lead you to being correct more often than not. All right. Hopefully this made a little bit of sense. I'll give you the right answer to G just in case you want to try it out and check yourself. This is just x to the third plus x squared minus 4x plus 2. All right, guys. Hope you learned something. Thanks for watching.